Welcome everyone to this special night where we are gathering for these wisdom talks that Dr. Pillai has guided us to do every night. And my name is Radha Paru. I'm excited to be here tonight. I'm actually very excited to be part of this and to be part of this global community meditating and looking at the archives of Dr. Pillai's teachings, all this wisdom that he has shared with us. So thank you so much for being here, and we're going to get started with tonight's topic. So I'm continuing on with where Lakshmi guided you last night on Sunday. She introduced a longer version of the sun and the moon meditation, and we are going to continue with that tonight, particularly because the sun and the moon go together, and she explained how Sunday is ruled by the energy of the sun, and that's why the meditation occurred yesterday. Well, Monday is ruled by the planet, the moon, which is the counterpart to the sun. So it goes hand in hand, and we thought it would be great to go deeper into the meditation experience with all of you, continuing on with the sun and the moon. And this is one of the most beautiful gems Dr. Pillai shared with us that you can do on your own. But we're grateful that everyone's coming together to do it as a group. In addition, we are going to talk a little bit more about the sun and start with a video where Dr. Pillai explains the power and really the essence of what the sun is beyond just what we see in the sky. And I want you to take that to heart as you listen to his words and you hear the mantra he's going to give you, and that will then guide us into the sun and the moon meditation, the longer version that you did last night. And then afterwards, I'll come back and see what your experiences were, and also I'll stay on for a bit to take any questions. So without further ado, we will get started. I'm just looking at chat. It looks like people are coming from all over, so this is great. I just want to make sure you can hear me. Are you able to hear me? And before I start the videos? All right, I'm going to keep going. If you, okay, great, thank you. So here we go. So this is, again, the video that comes first is a teaching video to explore the essence of the sun more deeply and get you to think about the power of the sun. And this timing is really important because the sun is right at the end of its transit through Aries, where it's most powerful. And later in the week, we're going to have the sun move into Taurus. And that day is actually known as Vishnupati. It's one of 4 powerful wealth days in the year. So paying attention to the sun, becoming more familiar with it, and going deeper into this meditation is all part of the energy of this week. And then I'll also mention a little bit about the moon after the teaching. Okay, so here we go. So this is Dr. Pillai's video from a little while ago about how the sun is in charge of super consciousness, and it's going to awaken within.
It makes me to reflect on the wisdom of the Vedic seers about the sun. The sun is the greatest energy producer, not only just heat energy or light energy, but also life energy. And what's happening in the sun? A nuclear fusion. as opposed to nuclear fission that we do in our nuclear plants. But God, our universe, if you don't believe in God, was able to conceive of this nuclear fusion of two atoms joining together, hydrogen atoms joining together to create helium. That's our current understanding, but this is not the language that the rishis would speak, but they spoke a language better than two hydrogen atoms joining together to create a helium atom. It's just only a minuscule of understanding of what goes on in the sun. What goes on in the sun is a lot that incomprehensible. For instance, if you go to Tirumular, a very powerful Siddha, Tamil Siddha, he talks about the sun in terms of the soul, in terms of the mind, in terms of it being a star. The wisdom in Tirumandaram is very extensive and profound. Patanjali also talks about the sun in his sutras. The sun gives you not only life but also clarity of mind. It also gives you courage. When in the Ramayana, when Rama was feeling a little timid looking at Ravana, it was Agastya who gave him the sun's mantra, Aditya Hridayam. And after recitation of it, he was able to get out of his depressions and really thought that he could fight the demon. And now look at what we are doing in contemporary medicine. Psychiatrists here, they say that if you are depressed, you can have a lot of light in your room, that depression will go away. So the understanding of the sun in the context of the Vedic seers is immense and can benefit humanity a lot. Accordingly, they did something very important and profound, that is to make Gayatri, the chant for the sun, as a very core practice that you have to do several times a day, because the sun is, as I told in the beginning, it's not just only the energy, but life itself, consciousness itself. So I'm very happy to do this Gayatri meditation, chant, and I'm going to start now. Om, according to Patanjali, is God. The sound Om is God. Feel the sound of Om all over the body. Om Bho. Think of the earth plane. Bhava, the astral plane. Swaha, the plane above the heaven. Om Bho, the earth plane. Bhava, the astral plane just above. Swaha, the heaven above. Tat Saviturvarenyam. Visualize the god of light, Savitur. Bhargo devasya dhimahi. Look at and meditate on his luster, the luster of the sun. Diyo yo na prachodaya. By meditating on this luster of the sun, you are being enlightened by the grace of God, the grace of the sun. Om Bho Bhavasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo na prachodayad. Om Bho Bhuva Swaha Bhuva Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo na prachodayad. Om Bhuvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo na prachodayad. While reciting this chant, think of the power of the luster of the sun, who is the life-giving, energy-giving Lord. But by thinking about him, we will be enlightened. About what? About our own consciousness, our own earth plane, the astral plane, and then the Swarga, which is the heaven. All that will be enlightened, enlivened in your consciousness.
So go ahead and keep the blessings of the sun in your consciousness as we share a second meditation tonight, which is the sun and moon meditation. And let us begin.
We are going to do 2 meditations on the sun and the moon. The symbolism behind the sun and the moon is very intricate. When we see the objects, celestial objects, the sun and the moon, they are not simply objects without connection with our body-mind. They are conscious objects in the sky. They produce consciousness. Not only in the sky and radiate the consciousness, but they also produce consciousness within the body-mind. We find this symbolism everywhere in all mystical traditions. Now let's go and do the meditation as it is in the yoga tradition. Close your eyes. Put your attention on the right brain. Keep on focusing attention on the right brain. When you are focusing on the right brain, the left brain loses its energy. Keep focusing. Visualize a full moon inside the right brain. The moon is so bright. The moon's light occupies the entire right brain. Now, the moon is going to move to the left brain. Now, visualize your left brain. Put a sun, a bright sun, inside the left brain. Keep on focusing on the sun in the left brain. Keep focusing on the sun in the left brain. Now, the moon in the right brain has started to move towards the sun in the left brain. It's going closer and closer to the sun in the left brain. It has now started to enter into the sun. It enters in 16 steps. As I count 16, one by one, the moon is going into the sun, and by the time I come to 16, it merges with the sun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The moon has merged with the sun. Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo yo na prachodayad. Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo yo na prachodayat. Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo yo na prachodayad.
So this concludes our meditation reflecting on power of the sun and also the moon, the two great luminaries that guide our soul, our mind, and can awaken our brain in this beautiful meditation. So thank you all for being here and participating in our wisdom talk. Again, we're going to continue these on every night for some time here at Pillai Center in hopes that we share this with people. So please feel free to share this with a broader audience, people you know who may benefit by these group meditations, coming together and going through various teachings from Dr. Pillai. We have more lovely faces from those people at Pillai Center who will be guiding through a series of meditations coming up and tapping into all of these great videos Dr. Pillai has shared with us throughout the years. So thank you again, and I hope you can continue to meditate with us. Bring your enthusiasm and your energy from all around the world. It's so great to see people coming from all of these places. So I will really briefly see if there's any one in chat. If you have any questions, you can post them. And please know, as I mentioned, that Sunday is connected to the sun, Monday the moon. So this combination is very powerful over the last 2 days. You can keep working with this meditation and tapping into the blessings of the Gayatri mantra, which you received twice tonight. You can do this every morning at sunrise. You can do it on Sundays. You can do it during Sanhora. And it's a very beautiful meditation, powerful in connecting to our own inner light and health and wellness. It can completely transform you. So I encourage you to work with the Gayatri mantra as well. And as I mentioned, stay tuned because the sun is right at the end of its transit through Aries, its most powerful position in the zodiac. And when it switches into Taurus this week, that movement, that first day is called Vishnupati, and that is a day of great wealth and abundance. So stay tuned or look on both Pillai Center and Astraved have great offerings for Vishnupati, as well as our YouTube channel has many videos. So as we're going back through gaining wisdom from these teachings, you can visit the Vishnupati teachings as well. And yes, you can do the sun and moon meditation in the evening. You can do it anytime that works for you. It's really about connecting with the energies of the sun and the moon. So anytime throughout the day is great to do it. Vishnupati is at the end of the week, I believe. It's always when the sun transits. Let me check for you. Should have known this. I'm just going through some of these questions as I look that up. We're going to be sharing these teachings on behalf of Dr. Pillai every night, but he may make an appearance as he's done many public videos lately. So please stay tuned on YouTube for Dr. Pillai. And if you didn't see it the other day, he did a beautiful silent darshan, which you can access on Pillai Center's YouTube, where he came on and shared his blessings through silence. So go back to that one, and then there's a series previous to that. If you haven't seen those, there's some really great ones up there. I understand it's a time of great financial crisis, and that's why these meditations are so important, and coming together to practice teachings such as this as a large group is a really powerful thing to do. So if you're feeling stressed or you're feeling the weight of all that's happening in the world, especially just thinking about the sun meditation today, this pulls us out of our darkest places. Both the sun and the moon are illuminating us. So I just encourage you to keep doing the meditations, keep watching Dr. Pillai's videos, keep joining these sessions every night at this time, and that's part of our intention, is to help each other in this specific time in the world through these teachings and sharing the wisdom that we can make it through some pretty tough times. Sorry, one moment. Oh. Still trying to find this date for you. Well, we'll post it in the comments so that you can see exactly when it's happening. But do check your Horror Watch, and Pillai Center has the exact date of Vishnupati for you. It's a little bit later in the week, towards the end when the sun transits into Taurus. So it's posted on your calendar, and also on through Horror Watch, you'll see the transit. So it's a very powerful day. I see all these dream disease happening in the chat. And that is, it's powerful. Srimbazi is powerful every day, but on these wealth power times, you want to increase your practice, do some extra chanting, some more meditation. So I highly encourage you to do that as well. Oh, what a beautiful story. Yeah, share Srimbazi, share these meditations, these nightly wisdom talks. And as I mentioned, we'll be working through a series of specific teachings Dr. Pillai shared. People will come on facilitating this with you and answering your questions, highlighting some of the specific points Dr. Pillai wants to get across to everyone at this time. And it's really exciting. We're very happy to have this community, and every one of us need this right now to be part of something bigger than ourselves and what's happening in our own world, and remembering the power of doing this, of meditating in a group and raising our consciousness. And that's exactly what's happening in this meditation with the sun and the moon. So I applaud you all for being here. I'm grateful that you showed up and we're doing this together. And I invite you to come back tomorrow night. We will be back at the same time with a new teaching for you, and we look forward to it. Namaste, everyone. Have a beautiful evening.